Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. So this is of course Sunday, and like every Sunday we're going to be doing my new episode of This Week in Action Figure News, and this is going to be episode 27. So what I'm going to be talking about, the K-pop Demon Hunters from Hot Toys. Of course, Hyia Toys relaunched a new G.I. Joe figure, so I'll be talking about that. Super 7 has given us another repaint, and I'll be talking about this guy over here. And of course, when Chut was going to start filming, Hasbro dropped these guys, so I made a video about my thoughts about it. And not only that, I will be talking a bit more about it, and I did a video about it, but I will give you a quick thought to it. So if you want to go and check out the video, you can. And of course, we're going to be continuing, and this is going to be something about movie news. I know this is not something I normally do on the channel, but you will understand the reasoning behind it when I get to it. So without further ado, let's jump into This Week in Action Figure News. So of course we have Hot Toys who released the 3 figures from K-pop Demon Hunter. Of course I don't know much about it, and I did already review and thoughts about these figures. So if you want to go and have a look at it, you can go and check it out after you watch this video. So of course you have Rumi, Zoe and Miwa. Like I said, this is a cartoon that I don't know much about, and again this is going to be a big question. Are we going to get other characters? Are these the only characters? I've been seeing some other characters from other brands from this show popping up. Is Hot Toys going to do it, not do it? Are they important? So this is something that is very interesting to talk about. But personally, I'm going to pass. I haven't changed my mind on it for now. And yeah, these are not for me. Let me know in the comment if you know this show. Do you like this show? Or are you going to pick up these figures? Let me know in the comment section. Now moving on to something that I understand better and I know a lot more about, and this is going to be Hyia Toys G.I. Joe figure, and of course this is the Cobra eel. So a nice picture I've put into the scene, but when I'm looking at the harpoon gun that he has and the huge blue part who's over there, who's the same one as the classified, I have the impression that they gave them a classified weapon on this figure. As you can see, this hoop nearly could fit around him. This is what I'm saying, have the impression that we got a classified. Now looking at the figure, except this harpoon gun, the figure does look pretty amazing and looks pretty good as a figure. Again, the harpoon is a bit of a disappointment, and again, this is my big problem with Hyia Toys. They're pretty expensive, and again, I have to focus, and I cannot buy everything that comes out, because sadly I do not have an unlimited bank account, so I need to do some choices, and I prefer to stick with the Hasbro Classified due to the fact that there's a lot of stuff coming out from these guys. But yeah, this is definitely a figure that looks good, but come on, let's be honest, this is $25. You have to add the taxes, you have to add all of that to it, and that's a lot of money for a 3/4 inch figure. I understand he comes with a base, he comes with some extra accessories, he has fists, but still, it does put it as a pretty expensive figure. So I will have to pass or should live with my 25th anniversary versions of this guy, who will suit me perfectly for now. Anyway, let's continue with the news. Now, of course, I'm going to be talking about this version. I know that there's another picture who popped out from the Super 7, but again, this is a cheap repaint of Cobra Commander that already came out, and they're putting him back in this box, and they're going to give us the first G.I. Joe comic book from Marvel. Yeah, I don't know, maybe Super 7 should recall and rebrand themselves as Super Repaint, because I mean this seems to be the brand doing in what they're doing for G.I. Joe. I mean, yeah, and I've been hearing some quality issues, but I already heard it on the Ultimate figures, and I'm going to be doing a review. I promise I will get to it, but I have a lot of stuff to do, but I will be getting to it, and I can tell you the quality of these products for the price they're charging It's totally overpriced. Anyway, let me know if you're going to be picking up. Did you pick up any of these figures? Did you have any issues with the Super 7 Reaction Figures Plus? So let me know in the comment section. Be curious to hear your opinions about them. But personally, it's going to be an easy pass and definitely not something that I'm going to pick up. The only one I picked up is Zalton, and that's because he was with the Cold Slither, and it's to put the box as a decor for my San Diego Comic-Con ones. Otherwise, I would have never picked it up. Now, jump into G.I. Joe. So, as I said, I did a quick video about it. I uploaded it before this one, so you'll be enjoying watching that one. Then you can jump into this week of in action figure news. So, of course, we have Taurus and the Red Dog. We have Airtight, who's coming out, and of course, the helmet will be coming off like the 25th or the 40th anniversary version that they did in 3/3/4" figures. So yeah, not a big surprise here. Afterwards, we have Zartan in his more 90s version of it. And the Ninja Force, didn't really care about it, and I didn't like all this kind of kung fu movement with it. Made it pretty lame. Of course, it was a kid's toy, but again, not my cup of tea. The Hydro Viper, it looks pretty impressive, kind of gives me a vibe of Mortal Kombat, kind of one of those Sub-Zeros or other characters, the looks of it. Yeah, so cannot wait to see a bit more about it. And of course we have Overkill, who is for me one of the worst figures who has been revealed, because this looks extremely cheap and they could have given him a backpack. Over here we have Zayad, who's the daughter of Zartan, with this swamp skier. Again, maybe not the best choice. I would have preferred to get a few extras to be able to equip our Dreadnought. So anyway, we will see what Hasbro does. I go into a lot more detail about what she comes with. And of course, the last figure that was released in this line, it is, of course, Wild Bill. And the way it looks, he seems to have a poncho, so I don't know if they're going for Clint Eastwood with this guy. But yeah, kind of interesting to see a bit more. And the information I didn't have when I made the video, this is going to be revealed at the New York Toy Fair of 2026, and that's going to be on the 14th of February to the 17th, so that's when Hasbro is going to be putting up a video, and we will get more news from Emily and Lenny. Now, let's jump into the final part of this video. So, as I said, this is the final part of the video, and the reason I decided to go with it, it's because these are the first two pictures that we have for the new or reboot version of Highlander. Now, growing up, and I must say, was maybe the first CD that I ever bought, so that shows you how old I am. And of course, it was A Kind of Magic from Queen, because they were behind the music of the first Highlander. And I must say that I really loved this movie. Really great. I want to go and visit the castle with my family. We went to Scotland to visit it around the same period as the movie came out. And having a reboot of that movie with the guy who's behind the John Wick franchise can be very promising, and we might be getting something pretty awesome. And it's kind of cool to see Henry Cavill doing something else than Superman, who's not been, and also the fact that Highlander is a pretty cool movie, and the reason I'll be talking about it, the of course great cast. Also, there's going to be a lot of characters who are going to be picked up again, and I'll be more talking about it. The reason I wanted to talk about this movie is because I hope Hot Toys will acquire the license for this, and I do hope that they will go and make the original characters from the original movie. And this is wherefore I took. I mean, how great would it be to have a Christophe Lambert as Connor McLeod with his Scottish outfit, and of course having Sir Sean Connery with his as Ramirez in his kind of way Spanish uniform that he had. I mean, this looks really great. Now, of course, the new movie is going to be, of course, what's his name? The Gladiator guy. Have a little blank now. Kurt Russell Crowe. Sorry about it. Okay, why not? But these two figures made by Hot Toys would love to see it, and of course, who would not love to have this guy in action figures? The Kurgan, played by, oh jeez, I'm really getting tired. It's of course Clancy Brown, who was fantastic in the role. And this figure in 1/6 made by Hot Toys with this kind of armor is going to look fantastic. Of course, there's the other version where he's a bit of more of a punk later on, who could be a great figure that would be added. Now, of course, this is Dave Bautista that will be playing him, so kind of a bit on and off about it. And of course, the last version that I would love to see also, like I said, two versions of the Kurgan would be nice. But of course, having the emblematic look of Christophe Lambert with his impermeable vest or his trench coat should be more the right thing. Yeah, I would really love Hot Toys to give me these figures, and this would be something fantastic. Anyway, let me know if you like the movie Highlander, that you would like to see some of these figures come out. I know Sideshow did some, but they were a disaster and looked nothing like the guys that were there. And I would think that Hot Toys in 2026, or maybe even later, would be able to give us these figures. So I do hope that they acquire the license, maybe get the ones for the new movie, and be able to give us the old movies. So let me know what you think about it. So with that, it's going to be the end of this week in Action Figure News episode 27. If you like this kind of videos, please leave a like, share, comment. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Go and check out my Facebook page. I've uploaded some cool pictures, and also on Instagram, so go and check it out. The links are in the description. So, if you're watching this on Sunday, I hope you have a fantastic Sunday, and if you're not watching it on Sunday, I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye!